everybody? Welcome back to an episode of Pay Per Review. I'm War Machine MJ, and I'm here today to talk about WWE Money in the Bank 2020. Now, hang on, before I get started, let me just... That's right, Mr. First Place. I won Money in the Bank with absolutely zero hassle. Yeah, absolutely zero hassle. Of course, the points spread out. Me with 13 points, Malcolm with 12 points, and Rod with 10 points. Of course, that's how we kicked off the 3-count series. I'm in the driver's seat with Money in the Bank securely under my belt. But enough about us. Let's go ahead and talk about WWE Money in the Bank 2020. Of course, it was held at the Performance Center due to all the pandemic going on. While the women's and men's Money in the Bank match would happen all at the same time and at Titan Towers, where they basically had to start from the lobby and the weight room respectively and climb all the way to the roof of the building to get the briefcase. So let's go ahead and start with the pre-show. It was the pay-per-view return of Jeff Hardy as he took on Cesaro. Now you watch this match. This match was on the pre-show. But Jeff Hardy got the victory. 11 minutes, 24 seconds, 2 out of 5. Next was a fatal 4-way match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. We had the New Day defending, Kofi and Big E defending against the Lucha House Party of Lince Dorado and Gran Metalik, defending against Miz and Morrison, of course, John Morrison and The Miz, and defending against the Forgotten Sons, of course, Wesley Blake and Steve Cutler with Jackson Reichert ringside. This was a lot of fun. All four teams just flipping, flopping, flying around all over the ring, just beating the tar out of one another. But in the end, the New Day cement their tag team title reign with 12 minutes on the board, 3.5 out of 5. Next was an impromptu match between R-Truth and Bobby Lashley. Of course, R-Truth was I'm trying to remember how it went. Basically, R-Truth wanted a match against MVP, but instead he got a match against Bob Lashley. Bob Lashley stepped in and just beat the brakes off of R-Truth. Bob Lashley got the victory, 1 minute, 40 seconds, no rating. Next was the SmackDown Women's Championship match as Bayley, with Sasha in her corner, defended against Tamina. Nothing spectacular happened throughout this whole match. But Bayley got the victory, 10 minutes, 30 seconds, 1.5 out of 5. Next was for the WWE Universal Championship, or I'm sorry, the WWE Blue Universal Championship. It was Braun Strowman defending against Firefly Bray Wyatt. Now, yeah, this was Firefly Funhouse Bray Wyatt. No Fiend in sight. No nothing. Yeah, it's just pretty much Bray Wyatt trying to convince Braun Strowman to give in to hate and come to the dark side. I'm sorry, that is the wrong program. Ah yes, rejoin the Firefly Funhouse family. There was a moment where Braun Strowman was on the outside and Bray Wyatt was in the ring, and Braun Strowman peeped his head over the apron of the ring, and he was wearing the black sheep mask of the Wyatt family. Of course, he was the black sheep. So he came into the ring still wearing the mask, and made it look like he had rejoined his Wyatt family cohort. Bray Wyatt was just over the moon that Braun Strowman finally saw the error of his ways. Braun Strowman then took the mask off, stepped on it, and proceeded to finish Bray Wyatt off. Braun Strowman got the victory, 10 minutes, 55 seconds, 2 out of 5. And of course, after the match, Bray Wyatt was just sitting there on hands and knees saying, "I tried it my way." You know, basically saying, "I tried. I tried to recruit him." So, seems like we're not done with this story sometime in the near future. Next was for the WWE Championship. It was Drew McIntyre defending against the Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, he had a new Tron, which went along with his brand new entrance track, which it's every time it comes up, because this is like a month after Money in the Bank, but every time it pops up, or every time Seth Rollins comes on TV, my first thought is, oh, it's Bayley, because it's got the chanting choir at the start of it, except for it plays into a more orchestrated version of his Burn It Down theme. Of course, his Tron is now just like a sunset over the water, and then when the drums and such kick in on his Tron, it just goes to that stained glass visage of Seth Rollins as the Monday Night Messiah. And of course, he dusted off the old gold and white concept from SummerSlam 2014. The same color scheme he said he would never wear again after Night of Champions. Of course, that was the night he more or less ended Sting's WWE career before it could begin. But he would, he was rocking the white and gold. Of course, he had a Messiah-like cape to go with it. It was all very nice. And then he and Drew McIntyre just proceeded to just beat the absolute tar out of each other in just like a high-intensity match. That was just never a lull, just bang, 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 bang. But in the end, Drew McIntyre got the win with the big bang, of course, the Claymore. 19 minutes, 20 seconds, 4 out of 5. Next was the women's and men's Money in the Bank match. Of course, the Money in the corporate tower. Reverse Die Hard. Anyway, I don't know where I heard Reverse Die Hard. I don't know where I heard it, but I thought it was pretty funny. It made no sense either way. Yeah, this was a fun match. Not really a whole lot of holy shit moments. It was just pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's pretty much 12 men and women just beating the crap out of each other, tearing up Titan Towers with some cameos. There was one cameo from Bruce Pritchard as Brother Love, he was using the facilities when he spotted Rey Mysterio, and while in the facilities washing his hands, he just looks at Rey and goes, "I love you," and that is not something you want to hear a man say in the restroom. It's really weird. There was also a cameo from Doink the Clown, number 432, because different people have, donned the mask and donned the face paint and squeezy nose. There was a cameo from Paul Heyman, which led into a food fight sequence between the men and the women. There was a cameo from John Laurinaitis, which absolutely didn't need to happen. It was just him rolling up on Otis while Otis was in the cafeteria. Him just rolling up going, "People power!" Then he gets pied in the face. That didn't really need to happen. There was a cameo from Stephanie McMahon, who basically snapped Dana Brooke into reality when Dana thought she had pulled down the real Money in the Bank briefcase, when it was just a decoration in the conference room. But by far the best one was the Vince McMahon cameo. Because AJ and Daniel Bryan are just kicking the crap out of each other. And they go into Vince's office, still beating each other up. You know, Vince's got his chair, the back of his chair to them. He spins around just like, you know, he spins around and just stares at them. And of course they stare back and Vince just yells, "Out!" Of course AJ and Bryan start to leave and AJ's like, "Go ahead, put the chairs back." You know, they put the chairs back. You know, AJ's like, "Okay, we're gone." Daniel Bryan does a nice little bow. Vince gets up and just puts on some hand sanitizer and just rubs his hand very vigorously. Then they cut outside of his office to AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan. And AJ's just picking at Daniel. It's just like, you see yourself in there? You're a coward. Daniel Bryan's like, "Me? You're the one that told me to put chairs back." And AJ's like, "Oh yeah, I did do that." And then they go back to fighting. It was really good. That's my favorite cameo of that one. But the end saw let's see, I didn't even go over the competitors. Of course, in the women's Money in the Bank was Nia Jax, Asuka, Dana Brooke, Shayna Baszler, Lacey Evans, and Carmella. Which the women's side of things proceeded first, well, wrapped up first. Because Asuka and company had made their way to the top of the tower. And I believe it was her, Nia Jax, and Lacey Evans. Baron Corbin had come up there. We'll get to the men later on. And while Asuka was fiddling with the briefcases, Corbin was trying to direct traffic, saying, "No, go for the women's one. I got to get the men's." Then Asuka just kicks him in the head, and he falls off the ladder. Asuka then proceeds to take down the belt, and she is the 2020 Miss Money in the Bank. Now, the next night on Raw, Becky Lynch would surrender the WWE or the Raw Women's Championship due to pregnancy. But she revealed that in the women's Money in the Bank briefcase was the Raw Women's Championship, which was given to Asuka. So Asuka at this point has done everything in the WWE, everything that she can do, every accolade she's won it all. Next on the men's side of things, yeah, all the men make their way up to the roof of Titan Towers, where they're just kicking the crap out of each other. Of course, Baron Corbin chucks Rey Mysterio and Aleister Black off the roof, which was the only holy shit moment of the entire match. So that just leaves Otis, Mysterio, Otis, Daniel Bryan, and AJ Styles, and of course Corbin. They're battling out, and then it just comes down to AJ Styles and Baron Corbin on the ladder going for the briefcase. Well, AJ and Corbin have their hands on it when Elias comes out of nowhere and breaks a guitar over Baron Corbin, or King Corbin's back, causing him to lose his grip on the briefcase, causing AJ to fumble it, and it just fell into the arms of Otis. So Otis is your 2020 Mr. Money in the Bank. An outcome nobody saw coming. So yeah. Of course, Asuka is the new... Asuka is the women's Money in the Bank. She is... match time 22 minutes. Gets a 3.5 out of 5. Otis is Mr. Money in the Bank, and he clocks in at 27 minutes 15 seconds with a 3 out of 5. Now for Superstars and Matches of the Night. Superstars of the Night go to The New Day, The Lucha House Party, Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins, and the 12 men and women in the Money in the Bank match. Whereas Matches of the Night go to the tag team fatal 4-way, McIntyre versus Rollins, and both Money in the Bank ladder match. Well, the Money in the Bank ladder match. Overall rating 3 out of 5. Money in the Bank was an easy to digest pay-per-view. And the Money in the Bank match was a stark contrast to what it was in the past couple of years. The Money in the Bank match has always been that, high octane, holy shit spot monkey match. Just like a bunch of big moves off the ladder, all this cool stuff, like the AJ Styles Nakamura showdown before their feud actually kicked off, etc., etc. But this year they took a step back, just went to a comedic approach, which I'm okay with. They were trying something new, and the match was, I actually enjoyed it. There were better matches to come, but we'll talk about those on another day. Anyway, the pay-per-view as a overall, it only started getting good with the last two matches, which were McIntyre and Rollins and the Money in the Bank match. So it could have been better. But that being said, that is our review of WWE Money in the Bank 2020. That being said, I'm Mr. First Place War Machine MJ. And I will see you guys next time. Ba-bang.